If you're following me, you're following Breathe Within Yoga. My background is yoga, and yoga actually consists of 8 different limbs. We've got 8 limbs of yoga, and only one limb of the yoga is actual stretches and movements. All 7 other aspects have nothing to do with physical movement, or there's a little bit of movement, but they're not about that. So when we're looking at it, today's tool is going to be Pratyahara, which is the one is withdrawal of senses, the deliberate act of turning attention inward. And the reason we're choosing this as the practice for this week is being under the dark moon. It is the most inward phase of the lunar cycle, as I mentioned earlier. And this practice, the Pratyahara, is built for this type of moment of going inward and becoming more aware. And then when we have the universal day 7 today, the number rewards silence and inner knowing above everything else. So just getting to that quiet space and to that knowledge and that knowing. Then we also have
Uranus.
Uranus, however you want to say it, settled in Gemini. And Gemini, as we talked about, is information, expression, communication. And the external field is constantly stimulating every sense. So every one of us, like I talked about earlier, there's so much noise. So we're being overstimulated. So to balance that out, because what did we pick for the card today? Find balance. And to find that balance, we've got to get out of that overstimulation that we've been in. And so this practice is not avoidance. So it's not avoiding life. It is the intelligent response to an overstimulated field. You cannot plant new moon seeds intentionally if you're still running on distractions and noise and you can't focus, right? You can't do really anything when you're in 4 million places. Do you know what I'm saying, Mike? You know what I'm talking about?
Um, yeah, that's why if you are in 4 million places, you got to make sure you focus on the things in 4 million places and make sure there's actual progress on each of those projects, because it's easy to say, hey, I'm going to do all this stuff, and it's super easy to not do any of it because your idea versus implementation.
Well, it can almost be too big, right? And when we're overstimulated with all the chaos going on, right? Virus, war, cost of living, like you can name it. We have 1 million dystopian distractions. Let's just put it that way, right? So coming back to a point where we can start to hear ourselves, because I've already talked about listening to your intuition and your body. Well, how do we do that? We need to turn inwardly and start to notice what's actually going on. So the survival tool is knowing when to stop taking things in so that when we arrive on May 16th, you know what you're planting from truth. It's not through fear, it's not through distraction, it's not through any of that other stuff. And the Pratyahara literally means to withdraw the senses from their objects, to stop feeding attention outward, to turn inwardly. So we're going to go through a practice and we're going to move through the different senses. So we're going to do just a mini practice to go through it. And this is to help you get into more of that intuitiveness. So let's sit up tall wherever you're at. Make sure you're in a safe place. So if you're driving, don't close your eyes. Use your common sense that I know isn't even common. Use it. We're going to sit up tall. We're going to just I want everybody to take a deep breath in. You can close your eyes if you want and just notice what your mind, your body, notice just if there's anything, just notice and then let that go. Now, if your eyes aren't closed, make sure they are gently closed. We're going to take another deep breath in. And what I want everybody to do is become aware of the sounds around you. So bring all your focus to your ears and notice. Notice the sounds without naming them. A sound is just a sound. It's not a car, not a voice. It's not music, it's vibration. So whatever we might hear around us outside, we let it go past without attaching or putting any labels to whatever we're hearing. You hear everything, you follow nothing. With our next breath, we internally focus on our body. We start to notice our body. Feel the weight of your body in your seat, the pressure of the chair or the floor beneath you. We're not adjusting, we're not fixing. We feel the contact, your body meeting the earth, and stay with that without doing anything about it. Again, that awareness. With the next breath, you bring our focus to the breath. Without controlling it, notice. Notice how it's traveling in. Is it coming through the nose, the mouth? Notice how it leaves. So noticing the inhale, the pause, the exhale, the pause. You are a breather right now. You are witnessing your breath. Let it do what it does without your help. As we come through our breath, let's bring our focus this time to our thoughts, to our mind. Thoughts will arise. We let them come in, but we do not follow them. We don't attach to them. We don't push them away. We let them come in and we let them go. You are not the thinker right now. You are the space in which thinking is happening. Watch the thought appear and then return to your breath. And do that again and again. Now, in this space where the senses have softened, ask yourself one question. Don't answer it. Allow yourself to sit and hold this question. What do you need to seed during this time? And notice what comes up. Thoughts, how your body feels, how your breath. Notice if anything comes up. And again, without attaching, just let it come in. Sit with it. And then let it go. We'll sit with that for a few more moments. What do I need to seed during this time? Maybe we start to notice a thought, maybe a sensation, maybe a noise. And if we notice any of those, we just come back to the breath and back to the contemplation of what do we need to seed during this time. We'll take one more breath and we just let it all go. You can start to wiggle your fingers and toes and open your eyes. If you feel like you need to stretch, take a moment. That is the practice of Pratyahara. Each sense, one at a time, releasing the grip of the external field. So the idea is to bring it in, acknowledge, but not to attach. And that's the difficulty we do have. So it's not so what we're doing here is just allowing ourselves this ability to create more intuitive knowledge with ourselves by going through the different senses and noticing what our senses notice, and then becoming intuitive and actually listening to what our body is telling us. Because very rarely do we take that moment to acknowledge how we're breathing, what we're thinking, how our body even feels until our body is screaming at us.